Hey, this is Coach Parker with CoachParker.org. How you guys doing today? Hey, today I've got a special treat. I'm going to go over what I'm calling my spread formations, my evolution into the spread offense and formations. So I've come a long way from the beast and now talking about the spread, especially for older teams, and just wanted to show you kind of how I evolved more into this over the last 25 years or so. So let's jump right in. Before we do, though, can you please subscribe, hit the like button, all that stuff. I probably will turn this into a podcast. So if you're listening to the podcast, you probably should head over to YouTube, and I think Spotify may have the video up too, if I'm not mistaken. But you could try there to see all the PowerPoint slides and charts and all that good stuff. But subscribe and like if you get a chance. All right, so let's jump in. I've kind of got this in parts here. Not sure if the video will move into different parts, but part one is, back in '94 when I started coaching youth football, I really came in with the beast tight, and this is beast tight left here. And this was kind of a main formation along with beast wide, or what I now call worm for wide. And this was really kind of the first part here of spreading out, is when I went from beast tight into this beast worm. It's an ace, kind of an ace with a trips or quad, whatever you want to call it there, kind of formation. And it was great for sweeping and little play action, sweep option kind of passes there. So that's kind of where this began. And then I definitely went to a spread here with what I was calling basically a double wide. And I came up with Dumbo Jumbo, and I just left it as Jumbo, but it's a B spread here, as you can see. I've got the quarterback and shotgun and three receivers spaced out pretty wide there. And this play's done me well over the years, actually, this particular formation for passing and sweep options. Really like it a lot. And then from there, we started doing a bunch out of that beast spread formation. That was pretty simple to do quick screens and things like that and run out of it. So we were with that. And then I was running a box formation and also a power I formation. And we came up with this where we started spreading the box out, or these blocking backs, where they kind of turn into more receivers. And you've got this beast cake wide, which is similar to the beast wide, as you see what we're doing here. And then you've got beast cake spread, where the two receivers are more spread out. I've got the fullback in the backfield now with the quarterback versus beast only being one back. Cake has two. And then if I go cake split spread, the X or Y receiver will split out with the two receivers, and then the quarterback and the fullback in the backfield there. Another pretty good formation. And if we want to get even crazier with this beast cake, you've got a double split spread, and you've got two basically split ends with two other receivers on one side. So you kind of got a trips and a kind of a 3x1 with a fullback and a quarterback in the back. And those did me well for a very long time, and didn't really need to move too much out of that. And then I guess just because, everybody was kind of moving to a spread and in air raid kind of stuff, and I was enamored by Leach and the air raid back in 2010 and 9 and 8, and was looking at that when my older son was playing quarterback, because he was more of a passing quarterback. And so we were looking at like a 2x2 formation, because my evolution, this is kind of part two now of, first I was using beast, and then I kind of became a double wing guy with the beast. And so we were doing a lot of double wing along with spin offense kind of stuff. So we were, looking at the Volaton toss, Del Wiener's spin, Huey's double wing, Gregory's double wing, kind of stuff, and it kind of all meshed into kind of what we were doing here in a double tight, double wing kind of thing. And then we went into gun, and then we would kind of do this double slot war thing that kind of is like a tight flex bone. And then we came back and we really moved into what I consider more of the Pop Warner, Dutch Myers, TCU kind of double wing spread thing. And we came up with this formation that we called speed. And it is still two double tight ends, but the wing backs are, instead of like 1 by 1, they're more like 1 by 3 or 1 by 5, and they're spread out. I still have a shotgun quarterback with the fullback in front or a side of him, depending on what we're doing with that particular play. I don't get really hung up on that, but the speed formation is the one that really has hung around for me a long time, especially at the youth football level, because I can still run out of it really well. I've got really good blocking for runs especially because I've got those two tight ends. And then I really let the 4 skilled players do all the dirty work. And this formation for a spread kind of thing has really worked out well at the youth level for us, because when you start spreading out the tight ends, especially both, it starts to get a little bit more complicated unless you're able to have your linemen move their feet a little bit better than some rec guys. Now, in older team select travel teams, I'm sure they can handle a lot of this spread stuff, but maybe a majority of you are more in a rec type of league, and you can't. So I consider speed a pretty good formation. Now, the reason I named it speed was because the 2 and the 3 back, which are my 2 wings, are kind of speedy and need to be really fast to pull this formation off. And so spread, speed, all kinds of went there. The next formation that we've kind of run out of this is a flex. It kind of looks like a flex bone. So you still kind of have double tights with the 2 and the 3 there in wing that are tight, and then the X and Y are splits. So it's just kind of a flip of the speed formation with the 2 and the 3 and the XY tight ends. So very similar type thing. It's a little bit tighter running formation. Just see if the corners will move out. But don't really run that much. Really, just because in rec, we stick with that speed formation quite a bit. And then kind of part 3 in my evolution here was moving into a more traditional spread formation. And I'm just showing you, we came from the double wing gun to speed, and then what I call the Texas 2x2, which is what a lot of high schools are running, especially here in Texas. I mean, this 2x2 formation is very, very prevalent here, especially in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I was enamored with it because basically my evolution has been from a double wing kind of thing. And so we can run all of these same plays out of this Texas series, which is basically the speed formation with the X and the Y spread out, and the 2 and the 3 still in kind of a 5-yard split from what a tight end would be. So I can run all the double wing spin jet motion kind of wing T plays from this particular formation, and really like this formation, especially when I have the roster and talent to pull it off. I really feel like you need a good passing quarterback to be able to pull this off, and all your receivers need to be able to catch. So this is really a select team formation versus a rec team kind of thing for me. We've run out of it, but really getting the most out of this practice time wise and game wise is really having the talent to pull this off. So I recommend this formation for a select group or a rec group that's older, like a 12U, 11U, that have been around a long time and are very experienced. So that's there on the Texas 2x2. And then of course I've got a 2x2 where flankers, where the 2 and the 3 move outside a hair of X and Y, that are still split out. Then twins, where 2 and 3 move out almost stacked up against X and Y split ends, which I can run a stack too, but I didn't put that here. And then my favorite formation out of this Texas series is what I call Dallas for left and Fort Worth for right, because Dallas has got L's, Fort Worth has got 2 R's. So you got Dallas left, Dallas first is left, Fort Worth's right. So this is here, it's in Dallas. So I've got basically on the left side, I've got the 2, and on the right side, I've got a Y and the 2 wing back. So I've got it's basically a 2x1 or a 2x0 with the wing back. I still got the quarterback and shotgun and the 4 fullback. And this is really when I run in rec, when I call spread in rec, I'm using speed and really this formation. Really like this a lot. Works out great. I can still do a lot of the same double wing plays, wing T plays. I've got my running side, I've got my passing side, I've got a wide spread outside, I've got a power side, however you want to look at that. But this is really just a great formation to be able to do a lot of stuff out of, and you can overload it, which makes it a little interesting too. So really like this. I call it Dallas, Texas, because it's the Texas series, and Fort Worth would go right. Dallas is left. So you've got that there. Another good one out of, which is great for youth football, is what I call Max Texas, which puts the 2 back and the 4 back together for max pass pro protection. So I've got a tight end to one side and the 2 receivers to the other, basically a X split in and a 3 slot. And then I can do a lot of running kind of stuff from this. I can pass long, do a lot more passing because I've got 2 backs here for pass pro. So another great formation for rec type of football. All of these would be good for an older select team, but really like this Max Texas here. Let's see, Metro is out of Dallas or Fort Worth. Metro is really just a 2x1. You've got your one side, you've got the 2 splits, X and the 3, and then the backside you've got a tight end and the wide receiver there. Same gun with a quarterback and a fullback there. This is another pretty good formation. You do lose some help on the back side. I like to run this where 2 will be split kind of wide and run a slant there and play around with that. Wylie here is similar to Metro, but 2 and Y are basically just flipping there. On this, you may be trying to get 2 matched up with a linebacker, so he can go out into the flats there. So there's a little interesting stuff there. And 2 may be a better receiver than Y, and maybe your quarterback can't really throw out to Y, so he can throw better to 2 here. So you've got kind of all that going on here and some route combos that you may want to get into that. But another good 2 formations down. Now this HEB formation is basically just a trips with the backside tight end. Another great formation. I use this a lot on 3 route combos. I've got a play called Arby Fries that's a 3 route combo, and I use that on a lot of teams. And it's where I've got the X and 2 outside receivers will run inside, kind of curl routes, rubs, trying to rub into the linebacker and the safety. Hopefully the corner goes, and then 3 will block down and then leak out. And then I've got the quarterback doing a sweep option. We hit 3 on that leak, and then 4 is kind of leading around there for that. And that's a great play. So HEB here is just the 3x1. I've got bunch here, which basically is just a split with 2 and 3 in a bunch. The Southlake formation, because Southlake runs a lot of spread. It's a big team here in the North Texas area. It's basically a 3x1. Got X and Y are split. 2 and 3 are on one side, which is the left side, with the other split. And 4 actually flips over to the back side to help with any backside. So he's still in the backfield. So that's called Southlake. I don't run that very much. When I do run it, I'm usually running a draw or a direct snap to the fullback, just because the defense is spread out and gives me the middle usually, especially in youth football. So it's a great way to spread out a defense and then kind of run in the middle of them, especially if they lose a guard or a linebacker there for you. So another good formation right there. And then kind of part 4 of my evolution, and I haven't separated these all out, but these are my squad formations. And squad for me is kind of my bunch package. And all of this is in the Wildcat multi-spread book. Actually, a lot of these concepts, they're there in plays, so you can check that out. So the squad right formation, as you can see here, I'm basically, what I did is took that cake formation or the Notre Dame box and just started spreading it out. And so I've got a shotgun quarterback. It's overloaded to one side, so the overloaded tackle in the end, move one out. The 4 goes into kind of a slot there between the 2 tackles. The 2 is a little back from that, and then I've got a wing back out there. So it's a really interesting formation. It's worked out really well for us and is at least good for a couple of huge plays and a timeout or two when the teams are trying to figure out what you're actually doing. If squad gang's not really working out, and that's kind of what I call that particular, I like to call it gang, not working out, you can go to diamond, which loses, you go back into an even set versus an overload. And then I've got a delta here, which spreads out the 2, 4, and 3 down the line, which is kind of a single wing kind of thing. I've actually just came out with, or talking about, a beast T formation, and this is one of the formations I've called wire out of that. And then there's a sail formation here, where it's similar to squad, but you've got 2 guys and you got 1 and 2 in the backfield. This is definitely more like a single wing and spread out, and you've got a big old hole where the 4-back is between the 2 tackles and the wing. Then there's a victory kind of bunch, which a lot of pros kind of run this actually, and then this simple thing that's a little close. So you can see those, and they're all there for you to see on the video. But the victory is just a V kind of bunch inside the in a nasty split outside the power tackle and the X tied in, and then a simple bunch is just a simple bunch out there with the 3 backs. It's kind of like the beast bunch there, but it's an even set. So those are the squad bunch formations, and I started playing with those, and this gets really into a lot more crazier type of formations there. And then this is some upcoming stuff. So all the stuff we've just talked about is in the Wildcat multi-spread offense youth football playbook that I've got, and starting to put some more of that on the blog over at coachparker.org. This next stuff in part 5, some of it's coming out of the Power Wing Beast offense, but a lot of this will be coming out in my new ebook on the pistol and diamond T formations. And so here we go with that. So a lot of folks have liked this diamond formation that I've run, that I've called Trig for triangle, where you've got a quarterback under center, 2 blocking backs basically over guards or in the B gaps, and then I've got a tailback I've used that as a counter series, and you can see that in the Power Wing Beast offense. And what I would do a lot of times, because I used to like to run a lot of pop passes with the X and Y tight ends, I would just spread them out in split ends and run the same kind of plays, and then use passing plays. Basically, then the 3 and 4 will go up and pass pro. 2 will screen out, and then the X and Y will go on some longs or fades or little flat patterns there. That's worked out really good for me, passing in these rec leagues that I'm in. So really have enjoyed that formation quite a bit. Now, when I was doing research for this T formation book that I just got finished with, came across the diamond T formation that is basically Trig with a shotgun quarterback. And it's also called, I guess, sometimes the Full House Pistol T. And so you've got basically a diamond formation with a quarterback and gun with X and Y split. And they can definitely be tight, tight ends if you want them. But this is more of the spread here. And then I've got a Dallas diamond where basically you've got, 3 will go down now into a slot. Y will come back into a tight end, and then 4 and will come over to a fullback angle offset kind of back, and 2 will go into you'll stay there in kind of that pistol set. And then Dallas with 4 flip, 4 will go back over to the weak side, or the actual tight end side. And you can see that there. And then you've got this pistol formation, which really is like a flex bone with the tailback behind the quarterback there. And then you've got basically a pistol spread and a 2x2 with the 2 back there. And so that should be coming, more of this spread kind of stuff out of this Trig Diamond T and pistol Full House stuff. I should have a new ebook out hopefully by June. And right now 16 books out there now, and you can get my complete package, which will include any future books through this year, and that's only $88. I think if you buy all of these separately, it's like $180. So the complete package is really the best deal, and you can find that over at my Playbook store. But a lot of folks know me for the Beast in the 6-2 multi-8 defense, but now I've got really addendums to all that, which is the Power Eye, the double wing, wishbone, I formation, single wing T, and T formation. And then I've got the Wildcat. And just kind of explain that, the Power Wing Beast offense is kind of the first level, my running game. And then my Wildcat multi-spread is the kind of the secondary playbook to that encompasses, like everything that I run. And then these new playbooks that I'm writing are addendums if you want to add different little pieces of different offenses, these top 10 offenses, into this overall, these 2 overall playbooks. You can do that. So that's the process there on that. And then I've got a 7-on-7. I've got youth drills, offensive line, and Jaws book there to help with that. And then I've got a little 8-man book there. So there's that too. So let me see. We're getting up about to 25 minutes here. So hopefully you enjoyed this kind of review of my spread formations that I've evolved into and started using more in youth football. If you liked it, please hit the like button below, subscribe, hit the notify button, and all that good stuff. If you're listening on a podcast, please head over to YouTube or Spotify and watch this video over there. And this is Coach Parker with CoachParker.org. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a great off season, or if you're playing spring football, good luck with that. And remember to play for fun, and winning is funner. Again, thanks for joining me. Hope to see you guys again. Ciao. See you next time.